Hello everyone, and welcome back to Controller Comrades with this episode of Players Press. Unfortunately, both of us were absent for the last 2 weekends, and we apologize for this. I was busy over the course of these weeks competing in a Super Smash Bros. Melee tournament. After all the intense battling, I am pleased to be able to say I was one of the many people to make the esteemed 165th place out of 165 entrants. It was a wonderful experience getting wrecked by so many good smashers. As for Sean, he was busy with exams. Anyway, the news for the last 2 weeks. PlayStation and China are finally building a relationship that's more than just friends. Xbox might be getting a sky fit for no man. Sony makes cable TV even worse. Kojima and Konami may be taking a break and seeing other people. Microsoft's Vista 2.0 gets new details. The third Half-Life is confirmed. Oh wait, no, the second Titanfall is confirmed. Just as good. Minecraft is deemed too violent for poultry, and finally Nintendo is to make a new system, the Virtual Boy 3. Here's the updates. Sony, seeking to extend its audience of 4 people, announced recently that it had strengthened its ties with China, managing to begin the selling of the PS4 to their new Eastern consumers. Unfortunately, they were just behind the Xbox, who already got the Xbox One on sale in China September of last year. This is not the only issue. Only 6 games for the PlayStation 4 are available. Knack, Dynasty Warriors 8, Trials Fusion, Rayman Legends, King of Wushu, and Mr. Pumpkin's Adventure. Yes, Mr. Pumpkin's Adventure. This game is literally a point and click. Why the hell is this game even playable on the PS4? Why would they put this travesty onto the newest gen when it could probably just run fine on your toaster? Has China lifted the ban on toasters? No one will know the answer to these timeless questions, but at the very least, PlayStation 4 has found a new place in the society, a device used to play dystopian 90s educational games.
Remember that game way back in episode 2 we did as a promising game of the week? Well, the PS4 timed exclusive and PS4 and PC only game No Man's Sky has the potential for coming to Xbox One as well. In an interview with Eurogamer, Agostino Simonetta, the boss of ID at Xbox program, whatever that is, said that, quote, unless a title can never come to Xbox because a developer has signed a publishing deal with someone else, any title can come to ID at Xbox, end quote. This is great news for anyone who wanted No Man's Sky so badly they were willing to purchase a PS4. This will be a great money saver. In the past, Xbox was very stingy about which games came to the box of X's. If it didn't release as an Xbox exclusive or with the PlayStation version, it wouldn't make it to the box. Now, Simonetta says that Xbox, quote, has since softened this stance to state it understood the budgetary restrictions indies can face when trying to launch on multiple consoles simultaneously, end quote. Indie games alike can rejoice at the idea of not getting screwed out of entire console just because PC or the PlayStation is cheaper. Good job, Microsoft. Now, if only we had a functioning network to play it on. Sony has announced, along with its horrible network servicing, a way to stream TV to your PS4, PS3, and Vita. It's called Vue. No wait, Vue. 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 I don't know. From our sources at PC Mag. Again? You're a PC magazine, stop covering PlayStation. This service will provide anyone willing to cough up $50 for 50 local and universal channels. If you're looking for a real good time, the price bounces to $70 and comes up with more channel options. Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, ESPN, and ABC are some of the TV shows not anywhere to be seen on this now useless to me personally TV provider. Sorry, but if you ain't got Steven Universe and Gravity Falls, my fingers will create a Z-formation snap as I walk away. It does have an unlimited storage of DVR space, but the shows only last 28 days. Which is no problem for the hardened Netflix veteran who can shoot through 7 episodes of House of Cards in no time. Unfortunately, this does run through internet, so unless you're rocking that 50 megabytes per second, 144p is all you're looking at. It's only available in Chicago, New York, and Philly, so Mac and Charlie can watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia all they want, but if the cable ever came back on in The Walking Dead, Carl and Rick, having the terrible luck to live in Atlanta, would not get to see Rick be an asshole and Carl be an even bigger asshole on The Walking Dead. If you ask me, there's no happiness to be found in death. No peace either. I'm leaving here alive. You got that right, Solid. But unfortunately, it's looking like Kojima will be making it out alive of the next Metal Gear games in the franchise. In a joint statement, Konami and Kojima released info about the current Metal Gear title and some possibly shocking items about the future of the game. Kojima said, quote, "I want to reassure fans that I am 100% involved and will continue working on Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. I'm determined to making it the greatest game I've ever directed to date," end quote. Now that does sound reassuring. What's less reassuring though is Konami taking off Kojima's name from all the promotional art and renaming Kojima Productions LA to Konami Productions LA. Unfortunately, no information as of yet has been released in this sad but possible breakup between these two fantastic game titans. Metal Gear games will be made after MGSV TPP, but if I know one thing, it's that Metal Gear made without Kojima will inevitably lead to Metal Gear Rising Revengeance 2, Return of the Metal Gear games not directed by Kojima. We will be looking for updates and info about Konami and Kojima's fragile relationship as it develops.
Did you pirate Windows 7? So did the other 10 million other people. What about 8? If you pirated 8, you need to reevaluate your life choices. In a press statement, Microsoft made it clear that regardless of how you got your hands on Windows 7, 8, or 8.1, you are entitled to a free upgrade to Windows 10 for the first year. This is huge for a company that regularly punishes loyal customers with terrible tech support, seeing it is pardoning the millions of illegally downloaded copies of Windows floating about in the interwebs. This was mainly a move to involve China. Seeing as it's hard to get a cup of coffee in China, I think it's safe to say getting Windows legally is probably pretty difficult. This stunt is Microsoft's way of accepting everyone, pirates or common townsfolk, into their company, and I applaud them. Not because I pirated Windows 7 or anything. And especially not before Pirate Bay shut down. No, that would be wrong. Microsoft also released info about when this possibly less terrible than before version of Windows will be hitting the shelves. Summer is their projected date. Very clear, direct, and specific period of roughly 3 months. I would not be surprised if Windows takes a page or two out of Rockstar's book on how to screw loyal customers and push it back to fall. Whenever it comes out, it's going to be an upgrade from Windows 8.1. We'll be bringing you updates as they come in.
Usually, we at Controller Comrades will sometimes try to find a fun quote from the game that fits well with our coverage of it. As for Titanfall, unless we use "Prepare for Titanfall 2, that is." Okay, that kinda works. Titanfall 2 has been confirmed and very little details have been released. Vince Zampella of Respawn Studios stated that it will be multi-platform, which seemed to be the big mistake according to the team for the last game. Quote, "The opportunity to be multi-platform could have made it even more significant for us," end quote. For all you PlayStation players out there sad about not having Titanfall 1, don't worry, you didn't miss much. All the fun and excitement of Call of Duty with robots will probably be in the second game as well. Respawn will also be following in the bold footsteps of Evolve by offering DLC that doesn't affect the ability for players to play together. For instance, guns, titans, and other things can be offered, but not new maps. This will make playing with your rich friend who wants to buy the season pass to Titanfall 2 a whole lot easier.
Our favorite country, named after food, is taking a stance against the game that all the 8 to 12-year-olds are just eating up. Turkey's Family Ministry concluded last week that the video game Minecraft was unsuitable for children on the basis that, quote, "it encourages children to resort to violence," according to local media. Yes, because killing blocks that resemble pigs and sheep can translate into real-life animal cruelty. I know that if I just run outside and jump off a cliff, if I fall into a meter-high pool of water, I'll live. And you know what? If Minecraft teaches that violence is the answer to all problems, then it also teaches kids that abusing the earth is okay, and to not go outside at night. The first one being absolutely ridiculous, seeing as nobody can swing a pickaxe that fast, and the second actually being something that parents actually want to teach their children. In addition, quote, the report states that children could experience social isolation from playing the game too much, and could be open to cyberbullying from other users on the game's multiplayer mode. On the one hand, I personally wonder if it's an intelligent decision to allow kids to immerse themselves in a fantasy world for hours on end without even taking a chance to look at the real world. I'm sure there's an unspoken rule of parenting that if you let small children spend enough time on a video game, they'll turn into your average troll / griefer / cod squeaker. On the other hand, this is from the same country that tried to ban Twitter. Video games, like anything, should be played in moderation. I would say playing a little less than 3 days in a row. However, banning video games such as Minecraft altogether is akin to banning alcohol. People are going to find a way to get it anyway, so why bother? In an effort to save their crumbling console gaming market, Nintendo has released that a new console is in the works, codenamed NX. In a press conference about their newfound mobile gaming ploy, Satoru Iwata, the chief executive, stated, "Let me confirm that Nintendo is currently developing a dedicated game platform with a brand new concept under the development." Just look at poor Iwata. The sadness in those eyes. He knows this won't end well. This is big news for a company that just 3 years ago... 3 years? My god, it felt like yesterday when they were doing everything but flying off the shelves. As I was saying, Nintendo released the Wii U. The details of this console will be released sometime next year, and this may be the console to stand up to the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. We all know the graphic capabilities of the Wii U were about as good as the first gen of PlayStation 3s and Xbox 360s, so let's hope that this doesn't force new and useless tech on us and destroy any chances of its avid and loyal fans to want to buy this new console. I mean, come on, Nintendo. You had the controller right with the GameCube, and the game's right on with the N64, the GameCube, and the Wii, kind of. I understand you're shooting for the stars, Nintendo, but you missed and flew directly into the sun. As a Nintendo fan myself, I ask you, please don't erase the things you did correctly. Use the things you did right to help you actually be a contender in the console market. Good luck, Nintendo, and we at Controller Comrades will be keeping you updated as details come out.
The Twilight Zone meets 1960s England with this promising game of the week. We Happy Few is a game set in a retro-futuristic England in a town filled with a bunch of doped-up people. The game's art style and gameplay is like Dishonored, and it would make sense seeing as some of the people from Compulsion Games came from the studio behind Dishonored. We Happy Few revolves around blending in with drug-fueled citizens of Hamlin so that they don't take a shovel to your head. Not many details have been released right now about it, but it seems like a really cool style and smooth gameplay. Quote, "It's a social experiment," end quote, said the editor-in-chief Guillaume Prevost. With influences like 1984 and Clockwork Orange, this game is looking like it will be not only creepy, but extremely fun to play. The setting seems to be the main focus on this game, and based on the trailers and few game clips from PAX East alone, this game seems to have an immersive quality to it like Fallout or Bioshock. Drugs, drugs, and more drugs. That's what this game revolves around. It's not yet known, but it was hinted that you may even be able to take drugs. This is a far-out new level of gameplay that I can safely say will be fun to try out. The city around you is also procedurally generated, and stealth and blending in are key to survival in this chemmed-up world. There are no details yet on when it is set to release, but from the studio that did Contrast, the video game, Compulsion Games, and We Happy Few are things to look out for. If you want to sign up for the mailing list, the link is in the description.
Thank you for watching. Thanks for the patience the last few weeks. Things have gotten busy and we are still dedicated to getting the news out when we can. Thanks to our sponsors, and viewers like you. Good luck with your future endeavors.
Subscribe to our channel to keep updated on all the haps of Controller Comrades. If you want to see our older videos, click here. Like us on the book and follow us on the twit for constant streams of useless information. This concludes our show. So long, and until next week.